I procrastinated yesterday for to do this video, so you're not gonna see the arrows or the triangles to show you where I got in and I got out. It would have made this video much easier. Um, but I don't I don't remember how to show that day of trading. I know it's somewhere here, but I just don't know how to show that day. But I know there's somewhere where I can click to show you the the trading. Um, but it's whatever, man. I'm gonna try to just talk through it and explain everything. So I remember, I believe it was Ogen, which was my first. Was the first stock that I traded. Um, Sorry, I'm tired from being ill. Um, I think Ogen was the first stock that I traded. Um, for my record, it just shows me that I purchased. Um, was it Ogen? No, this is not the stock. Um, OCGN. I'm tripping. OCGN. Um, but before I get into explaining how I traded the stock, um, honestly, I wasn't trying to trade yesterday, and I was completely in the wrong mindset. Um, I I wasn't in the mood to trade. I didn't want to trade, and I didn't want to watch the market because I'm like feeling overwhelmed. Uh, and then not only that, um, I'm struggling with I was struggling with just so many things. But yesterday was a day of just breaking rules of like I cut losses quickly, or um, I did good with that, I guess. But when it came to sizing, I did bad on that. I sized way too much. I at first started chasing the stocks, and then I sized too much, and then struggled with one more thing. I can't remember, but I was chasing, I was sizing in too big, and then yeah, the last one was taking singles and not home runs. I struggled with that. So um, those were the three things. I'm not gonna go in order of how I traded. I'm just gonna go by stock. But OCGN, my record says that I bought um, at first. Okay, so I shorted. The first thing I did was short, and I don't remember how I traded. I remember how I traded, but I don't remember every single entry and exit point. It's just too much to try to remember. But I remember um, I shorted. I shorted. So it says I shorted at 934, which is right here. So yeah, now I remember. Um, I wanted to get in once I saw because it was showing me that. Let me see if I can close this in to get a closer look. Okay, it's not giving me what I want. So right here, I saw that it was spiking market open, and then it started hesitating. I'm like, okay, this could be um, this stock can go down. It's gonna start going down or pulling back. And I'm like asking myself, is this week gonna be similar to last week where I noticed every week was a different week. Every week was a different way these stocks were trading. Last week, every stock that went up came crashing down, but it came crashing down by more than what I expected. So, um, every if you look at my videos from last week, all the stocks just started crashing. It will spike up, crash, and then crash like 70%, or at least 50%, but 50 to 70%. Stocks were going down by a lot more than what I expected. So I'm like, every week has been different. This week could be the same or similar, but um, like I don't know what this stock is gonna do, but we'll see. And I wanted to get in at the highest point of these candlesticks, which is um, 1088 was the highest point, but I didn't get in. It started coming down. I couldn't get no short sell orders. No one was buying. Everybody was selling. Um, so I started chasing it. I got in at um, 1003 instead of 1088, and then they started pulling back. I got in with 300 shares. So by the time it hit here, I was up like I think $150 per share, and then I didn't take it. Well, first rule I broke was chasing. I chased the stock, sized in too big. Well, 300 wasn't that bad, but I sized in too big. But I sized in too big at a horrible entry. So, that's my second rule that I broke. And then I didn't take singles. I went for home runs, which is another rule I broke. And when you're trading and you're just in the moment, it's different from how I am now as I'm speaking now. Um, it's more of like you're just doing it, and you're not really thinking as if you weren't in a trade. So I mean, like when I'm telling you, like when you're in a trade, you're like you're just in a whole different mentality, and it's like it's harder to follow the rules, and it's so easy to break them. You just got to be careful and check yourself every single moment of the trade. So as I as I didn't cover here, and I'm like lower day was like 50 cents away in a low nines. So I'm like, let's see if it's gonna give me what it gave me or what the stocks were doing last week. So I held and I waited, and it didn't give me that, and it started uptrending, and I didn't take any gains, and then um, I'm like, what, I'm not gonna let this be a losing trade. I'm not gonna uh, fuck up this trade. I'm gonna cover if this starts to go out against me or it hits my entry. And of course, it's gonna hit my entry. I'm at the lowest low ass point. I'm at $10.03 or something like that. My entry was $10.03. So it got to 9.99, and I covered my 300 shares, and I only made $8. Um, so I just let go, or not let go, but I just let $150 slip out of my hand. And then it started spiking, spiking, spiking. So I entered. The next time frame was I shorted again. No, I bought. This time I bought 100 shares, and I remember buying at 100 shares. I accidentally bought the wrong amount. I was trying to buy 1,000, to be honest with you, which was you know a bad. I was sizing in too big, and clearly after that, no, I'm not. I didn't take singles, but um, I saw that it was gonna break this highest point right here, and then I longed it. I was trying to get 1,000 shares, but I accidentally hit 100, and um, and then I got just 100 at 10:30. Let me see what the price is. At 9:37, which is right here. It says 9:37. No, I mean 9:38. I'm sorry. 9:38. I got 100 shares at 10:31. Longed it, and then I sold at 9:40. At 9:40, which is right here. Um, where did I sell? What price did I sell for? 9:40 at 11:10. Now, me selling at 11:10. The reason why I did that is because I'm still not used to longing stocks at the high day, and if a stock, excuse me, if I see that it's going to break high day, start to spike more. I am honestly not used to this strategy, and I know I should be purchasing here instead, but I'm just not comfortable with dip buying yet. So um, once it broke this highest point and it started like kind of like stuttering, it was going up and then it kind of like pulled back as if someone was stuttering at the top right here. I wasn't comfortable, so I got out of this. I got out and I sold for and I made like $84. Um, and then that was it. And I moved on to another stock, but then eventually I came back and at 11:33, and this is where before you know um, before, all the other stocks that I traded before this, I mean after this, before I got to 11:33, today that day was just the day of me um, not taking singles, chasing, sizing in too big, and then at this point when I got in here, when I got into this stock at 11:33, at that point like I wasn't even trading. Like my mind was just not following any rules. I was just sizing too big, going long and short. I don't know which way to go. I don't know which way the stock is gonna go. If you've seen the level twos, the timing sales, the chart, if you were watching this stock yesterday, everything was just flashing so much I couldn't keep up, and I couldn't even understand what was going on. But I still traded it, and that's the bad thing about it. You know, I didn't know what was going on. There was just so much liquidity, so much volume, um, and I couldn't comprehend where the stock was going. And I shorted and I longed and I missed a nice pullback. And you know, when I was shorting all three of the stocks that I was shorting, I knew to take, you know, I knew that the stock wasn't gonna. After a while, I realized, okay, this stock is not gonna crash like it did last week. I needed to, and if you're shorting a first green day, and you're shorting the pullback, you need to take singles. You need to take singles quickly because it's gonna rebound. And I knew that, so I was cutting losses quickly, but I wasn't taking singles. Cutting it quickly, but I just wasn't taking singles. And at 11:33, which is right here, let me try to scoot this. 11:33, which is right here, I shorted. And this time I just started. I started. I didn't know what was going on. I just started going long and short each time, just like I didn't know which way the stock was going to go, and I was wrong. But I started shorting with major size. So 11:33, I shorted 1,000 shares. Um, the level twos were just flashing so fast and so much. I was just lost. So I shorted 1,000 shares at 14.15, and where's 11:33? 14.15. and it hit my wrist, and I got out immediately, and I got out at 14:45. Now, it didn't even hit my wrist. It just started going against me, and I immediately got out as fast as I could, and I lost 30 cents right there. So that's $300 right there I lost, which was way beyond my risk. But I did get out. I didn't let the loser run, and I was happy that I did that because, man, bro, if I let this shit run, oh my gosh, that would have been my ass, bro. That would have been my ass because this stock went up so much. Like last week, I was down. At one point, I was down over $3,000. This week would have been worse because I'm starting to realize, bro, like my losses, or when I'm in a trade, my losses are just growing every week, and I'm like, yo, I gotta start following my rules because I'm tripping, man. I'm just tripping. And I'm glad I was able to be disciplined, and I really don't want to trade no more because I'm not following my rules. But I covered for a $300 loss, so I was, and at the time I was like, I had made $200 somewhere else on another stock, so I was like practically almost break even for the day. I just lost everything that I made for the day, and then that was 11:35. Then 11:36. I longed it for, and I'm not gonna go through all this shit, but just know I was longing and shorting, and it was just so much. It's like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I missed this big panic right here where it went from almost 15 to high 13s. I missed this shit, and then I started longing and shorting here. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I realized the stock is just gonna keep going. So then I said, okay, I got out, and I said, I'm not gonna trade it no more. Then I got right back in, and I longed it. At this point, when I was longing and shorting, I was down over $1,000 for the day, and I was just like, what the fuck? So I'm like, man, I kept revenge trading. I kept trying to fix it, and I longed it here, and it spiked, and I could have let it keep running up, but I'm like, no, I'm not comfortable. So as soon as I realized my and it says it right here. As soon as I let it run, my $1,000 loss went from 1,000 to like um a couple hundred, and I just sold at 15.45, and I had bought it at 14.56. So I made like almost $1 per share, and I made my 1,000 back. And I sold, and I literally just shut off my computer and walked away and found something else to do because yesterday was just a ridiculous day of trading. Um, so that $1,000 loss went from 1,000 to 145. So I was able to make back my gains, but yesterday was just a horrible day of trading. Um, I was just all over the place, and I wasn't trading well. Uh, so with ticker symbol life, and this is on my watch list as well for today, just to see what happens next. Um, and I think it's currently red on a day, or um, I I'm gonna get the time frames here. So I short sold it at 11 o'clock. Um, I short sold it at 11 o'clock. Um, I think yeah. So I did. I got in with 600 shares. Um, and then yeah, so I remember now. So I did 600 shares here, and then my risk was high a day. 600 shares was a bit more than what I expected. And trust me, every stock that I traded yesterday, I didn't even look at the the float, nor the and barely the offering. And the yearly chart was telling me something I can't remember. I remember I looked at this one and I saw that it was just having spikes and coming back down, spikes coming back down. That's all I saw here was just complete spikes coming back down. Big spike right here, coming back down. Big spike right here. So I was anticipating today that's what it was gonna do. Um, I mean yesterday that's what I was anticipating that it was gonna do. So that's why I shorted and I shorted I shorted more than what I was supposed to. Um, because I'm like, okay, this is just gonna come right back down. Plus, it had an offering. I didn't read it. I don't recall reading it, but I know I looked at the offering. But all the other stocks, I don't think I looked at the offering. But I shorted, and I was trying to get near 815, I think, and I had got 811 right here. And then it pulled back. I was up on my trade, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna short again here at at 8 for 400 shares to make it 1,000, but I'm gonna cover at my entry. So my entry was like I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be $8.05. It was $8.06. So I shorted here, and I'm like, okay, I'm in at 1,000. If it goes up past my risk to 15, that's $100 loss. I don't want that, so I already had entered in stop limit order at $8.05, and if it went against me, I'm exiting. So it started pulling back, and at one point here, I was up, yeah, $400. So it pulled back. I was up $400, and then it started bouncing up against me. I was upset because I didn't take the single. I was trying to go for a home run, and uh, it pulled back on me. It bounced on me, and I ended up only taking a $200 gain opposed to the 400, and then it came crashing down even more. Um, and I missed the big opportunity to make 500 in the 50s, 750 range. It went down to 732. I had it already covered by then, and then it went to a low of 720. So that could have been an $800 gain. But I was really upset with myself because I'm um, why the fuck am I not taking singles out? And I was just like, man, fuck it. So that was a 200 $200 game. So um, after those two trades, I'm up what $65. 200 minus 145. I'm up $55. Not including commissions, but after those two trades, I was up $55, and it was just a horrible trade, man. This wasn't horrible, but it was just like lack of discipline, and I was beating myself up about it. And I'm like, come on, man, you could have done better. Just follow your fucking rules. Take your symbol ARYA. I believe I lost $214 on this one because, of course, I wasn't following my rules. But I got in at 957, and yesterday, man, I was just looking for any stock to trade. Um, I was just looking through my scanner, like seeing what fits my pattern, um, and what I want to go with. And that's normally what I do, but I can feel myself in the wrong mindset. I just felt myself in the wrong mindset. Um, so I got in at 957 with a short sell. So it was 957. Um, so right here, um, I was chasing as well here, but I got in at 957, 300 shares at $16. It started downtrending. I covered 957. I covered my 300 at 1547. Um, I guess I was up on the trade, and then I short sold again with 600 shares this time at 1014. Um, with a bigger amount of shares. Um, at 15. I shorted at 15 with 600 shares, and clearly it's gonna run up on me. So after 10:14, um, I covered for a 45 cent loss um, at 15:45, and then I guess I tried to short again at price 15:31 for 600 shares, and it pushed up against me, and I covered for a roughly 15 cent, 20 cents loss um, at 10:56. So I ended up losing 214 for on that trade. So in total, I lost 145. I made 200 on one stock, and I lost 145 on OCGN. And I shouldn't have been trading. I shouldn't have been trading the whole day. I was just breaking all my rules. So I was at this point, and then I lost another 214. So I was down 159 for the day. Um, I mean, there's lessons in this trade, but more important than lessons, it's more of like, yo, enough is enough. Enough is enough, bro. And not only that, it's like, bro, um, it's like, bro, um, just do the right thing. I'm not in the right mindset to trade, so I'm not trading. I'm not trying to trade. I don't want to trade. Um, um, I just gotta. I just need to stop it. Like I'm hurting myself every single way of the trade. Like I'm just hurting myself, and at this point, it's like now I'm being more of a gambler than an actual trader. Um, but I just need to stop, and I need to follow my rules, so I can just preserve. But if I don't get my mind right at this point, I'm just gonna keep taking losses. Um, so um, I need to get my mind right. But overall, um, I just need to trade better. There's not much too much for me to say because it's just like now it's like I know my mistakes and I'm still doing it. So how do you counsel yourself when you know you're making mistakes? You just at this point I deserve the loss.